Welcome to One Man's Tracks, and this week I got into Oakland's groove and thrash metal revivalists Machine Head, forming in 1991, made up originally of vocalist and rhythm guitarist Rob Flynn and bassist Adam Ducey. They would be eventually joined by drummer Chris Kontos and guitarist Logan Mader, and in 94 they would sign a deal with Roadrunner Records to come out with this. This is Machine Head's debut album, produced by Colin Richardson, Burn My Eyes. A seriously impressive blend of the speed of thrash combined with heavier grooves. Machine Head crafts an aggressive array of tracks that are allowed enough space for narrative-led jams that don't feel too drawn out or overly repetitive. This makes for 55 minutes that flow by in a way that is difficult for most genres, let alone one that's so prone to copycats. It seems to be an unfortunate common thread I'm coming upon, even though I'm not an expert in the field by any regards, but it seems that these artists that are pioneering and trying new and exciting things in the field end up not even being able to listen to the rest of the music that is kind of paying homage to them, and it just feels derivative and ends up muddying the waters for new fans to come in and enjoy it. I'm sure that the imitators have connected with the music and just want to show their respect and try to do what they think is really cool, but ultimately I think it's both good and bad in the sense that, like I said, it makes it difficult for new fans to come into the genre, but also I think it pushes these pioneering artists to continue to adapt and evolve their sounds in new and exciting directions. I ended up digressing a little bit there. I'm sorry, guys. Let's get back to the subject at hand and talk about this rad debut album and the tracks that make it still hit nearly 27 years later. And that kicks us off, starting out with the opening track, the Declarative Davidian. The title of this first track is a reference to the David Koresh-led Seventh-day Adventist offshoot cult that met their untimely, fiery demise during the Waco siege of 1993. The music video for this song was banned in the States, I think for featuring the line, "Let freedom ring with a shotgun blast!" Outside of the meaning of this song, the track itself is a groovy, metallic masterclass with exceptional drumming, the riffs providing the correct textures right at the right times, and the multiple phases this track goes through keep it really interesting. Plus the vocals pack a serious punch. That follow-up, Old, is another instant classic with the bass and guitar riffs just playing off each other perfectly here, and then again Rob's vocals bringing it all together. You gotta just try these first two out. The next pair of tracks, None But My Own and The Rage to Overcome, is probably my favorite sequence on the album. The feeling that you get from the depth of the hate-fueled anger that builds and crescendos over a couple times on None But My Own is palpable, and then you just get a vision of the darkness trying to overwhelm and overcome the lies and the suffering, but all at the same time it's battling to maintain its own identity. It just feels like a solid foundation for a metal song here. As I mentioned, The Rage to Overcome follows that track up really effectively. Relentless drumming, more thunderous guitar riffs, and thematic development too. It's just excellent. If I had to complain about it, I guess maybe the intro is a few bars too long. It takes a couple extra breaths to get into it, but really it's an excellent string of tracks to really get this album rolling. Putting religion back in their crosshairs with the next track, Death Church. It's got one of the more memorable choruses. This bassy track takes aim and denounces the attitude of conformity and greed present in Christian organizations. It's maybe not as thrashy as the other tracks, but just as brutal. The next song unfortunately feels just as relevant today as back when it was released. A Nation of Fire tries to confront, or at least address, the growing trend of self-interest and destruction and the conformity and apathy that enables it. A totally impossible task, so this song is basically just a cathartic shout into the void for the fans. Blood for Blood is the most extreme and violent track on the album. It has this intro that's like a warning siren for the brutality to come is a high-speed face melter with a ton of anger behind it. The track I'm Your God Now has the same theme as Mix-a-Lot's I'm Your New God. It's about drug addiction, but in this case we get a metal ballad, and it doesn't suck either. It's a great track, and it's well placed, giving me a chance to rearrange my melted face. The title of this next song has been appropriated by a sort of I'm 14 and this is deep culture by this point, but I think it originated from a Tupac lyric. The title is Real Eyes, Realize, Realize, and this one's actually an instrumental that just uses recordings from, I think, radio and TV spots during the LA riots, and it uses those to highlight the big divides that America needs to overcome. Probably my least favorite track still, but I do appreciate them trying out something different here. The closing song is titled Block, and it expresses a familiar sentiment of mine when I get caught up with the news or the general state of affairs. The simple chorus of "Fuck it all! Fuck it all!" really is a bit depressing, but at the same time, being able to say fuck it all and just live your best life is a powerful note for this to end off on. And in order to get that message through, you're going to need to turn your speakers way up for this one to fully appreciate this project. And if you do enjoy it, I think they did a pretty decent job following this up with The More Things Change, but unfortunately their new metal direction for their third and fourth album, The Burning Red and Supercharger, just really don't quite do it for me. I've heard they went back to more of a thrashy style in the following albums, so I am looking forward to trying those out for sure. Let me know down in the comments which one's your favorite. Machine Head is still at it, but Rob Flynn is the only original remaining member. This lineup did get back together for a 25th anniversary tour back in 2019, and I am looking forward to watching them react to this album 25 years later, right after finishing this video. So I guess leave those comments down below. What's your memories of Machine Head, your favorite tracks? Do you think I totally know nothing about what I'm talking about? Give me a comment down below. Like the video, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.